and welcome to Montgomery County Police Beat. I'm Patrick Lacefield, Director of Montgomery County's Office of Public Information. I'm here today with Montgomery County Police Chief Tom Manger to get an update on the status of the police body-worn camera program. Chief Manger, thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
Now, police body-worn cameras has actually been a subject of national dialogue, in part, I think, the result of the tragic events of Ferguson last August. What have been the considerations that you and your staff have had in terms of initiating a camera program for county police officers?
You know, body-worn cameras are not new technology necessarily, but they are, I think, a technology advancement that is getting more and more talked about, more and more implemented throughout the country. And I think many police departments, like ours, was looking at body-worn cameras even before the events in Ferguson. But certainly the events in Ferguson and the ensuing dialogue and national conversation, as you say, sped up the process, because folks, the public was looking for accountability from the police. There were questions about encounters between the police and members of the public, some that ended tragically, some that just ended in controversy, with disagreement about what actually occurred. And so I think more and more there's an expectation from the public that that body-worn cameras should be worn by police.
Now, is this really an extension of the program that the county has had for cameras in police cars?
I think yes. I mean, to the extent that you look at cameras as an accountability measure, as a measure that helps collect evidence. It's a great, probably one of the biggest values in my view, is the evidence that it can provide in a prosecution. So, we started putting cameras in cars several years ago. We've got most of our fleet now that has cameras in the car, the dashboard cameras in the cars. And this is, I guess, the next step. I mean, the cameras in the cars were specifically for traffic stops. We've actually had a few cases where an officer aimed, when got to a particular scene, aimed the camera at what was going on to record what was happening. But this certainly, will bring a camera to basically everywhere an officer goes and he or she is doing police work.
Now, what does the pilot program consist of?
Well, we've got about 75 cameras out in the field right now. We have a few spare so that in case somebody's camera breaks or we have an issue, we're getting a few more volunteers that come along as they see and hear more about what the cameras can do. We get additional folks that are interested in being a part of the pilot. But and as a matter of fact, I'm wearing one. This is one.
Now, is that heavy?
It's not. It's fairly light and fairly unobtrusive. I forget I even have it on. Now it's not on now because I'm not doing police work now necessarily. That is, taking enforcement action or responding to a call for service. But it's we've got these cameras out in the field. And what we're learning is the value that they can bring, and we're also learning about the limitations that they can bring.
Right. Well, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and we actually have a couple of videotapes of body-worn cameras. I think the first one is you making a traffic stop with a body-worn camera, and I think the second is a police captain making a stop on I-270 with a car that didn't have its lights on.
Right.
So why don't we run those and see what it looks like?
I'm sorry, officer. Was it that U-turn?
It was.
Yeah. After I did it, I thought this was a stupid thing to do.
It was.
I apologize.
Your big video audio recorded. Can I have your registration as well? Thank you. I'll be with you in just a moment.
Good evening, folks. My name is Captain LaCour. Just so you know, we're being recorded both visually and audibly right now. The reason I stopped you is your tail lights I don't think are working. Are your headlights on? Yeah. Do you have your lights on all the way?
Yeah.
Nope. Now turn them on. Turn them on again. You don't have them on. One more, ma'am. Okay. Could you put the car in park, please? Can you take your foot off the brake and just make sure they're working? Okay, they're working now. That's the only reason I stopped you. I wanted to make sure that I couldn't see you. Okay?
Okay, I'm fine.
Okay. I couldn't see your lights from. It's hard to see without your lights on.
Okay.
Okay, so now that they're on, you're good to go. Have a good evening, folks. Okay.
Now, Chief, this videotape begs the question: how often do you make traffic stops?
I make them whenever somebody commits a violation right in front of me. They can be assured that I'm going to stop them.
So this is a habit you've had.
For the last 39 years, I've been making traffic stops.
Okay.
So I haven't stopped yet.
Right.
So.
Now, what are the logistics of this? Is it just police management that are wearing these, or also rank and file officers?
No, we've got probably over 50 police officers that are wearing them. We've got ranking officers as well that are wearing them. And I'll tell you, the reason I'm wearing this is because, you know, while I have done the patrol officer thing, I mean, I was a patrol officer, I was a patrol supervisor, I've made thousands of traffic stops, gone to thousands of calls for service. One of the things I never did as a police officer was do all that wearing a camera. So I want to try and get an idea of how this changes the dynamic. And I will tell you that just in the brief time since this past June that I've been wearing this, it does change the conversation. When you begin talking to somebody and you start the conversation with, "We're being recorded," it does change the dynamic of that conversation. Sometimes for the good, sometimes you don't get as good a communication as perhaps you could have gotten. And we're learning some of the limitations of these cameras as we go through the pilot.
Well, let's talk about some of the limitations for a second. I mean, these were fairly straightforward. You were sort of shooting straight on the car, so to speak. But a lot of times police work is not straight on.
You're right, and you know where the camera was pointing, because I wear the one on my chest, is not necessarily where I'm looking.
Right.
And let's say, you know, the camera would have been on the driver or the front of the car and something occurred off to my left, I could turn my head, but wouldn't necessarily have, the camera wouldn't have necessarily turned with me. So we've got officers
or if a police officer was prone.
Exactly.
In a situation that
exactly.
required it. Right.
Yeah, exactly. And I've actually seen videos of police-involved shootings where all the camera showed was the cover that the officer was behind while they were involved in the shooting. So, you know, the camera doesn't necessarily isn't necessarily filming where the officer might be looking, but it also, what we've learned is that the camera may pick something up that the officer didn't see. Just because it was in the camera doesn't mean the officer actually saw it.
Works both ways.
It does. So, so it's not perfect by any means, but I think but we do have officers that have gone to court, used the video as evidence in a trial, and it's been worth its weight in gold.
Now, in the videotape that we saw, you and the other police captain both informed the person they were being videotaped. What are the laws that govern videotaping by police officers in Maryland?
The General Assembly in Annapolis passed emergency legislations to allow police officers to start wearing these body cameras, where you didn't need someone's consent. I can record someone. I don't need their consent, but I do. The law requires us to inform them when it's practical, and if I think if you're in an emergency situation, you don't have to. They do make exceptions if you can't do it for some reason, but typically, and the law requires that we inform the person that they're being visually and audio recorded.
And can a person ask you to turn it off?
They can ask, but we don't have to. Now, I will tell you that one of the things we've incorporated in our policies, let's say that someone comes up to an officer and says, "Listen, I want to tell you about something that happened. but I don't want to be recorded. The officer does have the discretion, and as part of our policy, what they'd have to say is, I'm turning the camera off, give the reason they're turning it off, and then they can turn it off.
Because that person may have information that will be helpful to you, but they won't want to give it to you on camera.
Correct.
And perhaps about a crime that's been committed.
Correct.
Or such.
Now, but if I'm in a situation where you know, I'm going to arrest someone and they say to turn it off, well, we're not turning it off. So the officer does not need an individual's consent to record.
Now, some members of the community may feel that this is an intrusion into their private space, or perhaps may be fearful because they come from a culture where police officers are not always looking out for their best interests. Mm-hmm. How would you respond to that?
Well, this is, you know, it's an education issue. There's certainly, let me say this, the public has, the public perception and feeling about cameras, especially body-worn cameras by police, they run the gamut. I mean, you've got folks that say, yes, police, from the time they walk out of the police station and go on duty, ought to have the camera running the whole time during their shift. Well, they really don't need to do that. I mean, but certainly need to have it on when they're taking enforcement action, when they're actually doing police work, encountering with the public. But you've got other folks that are concerned about the privacy. I mean, I've talked many times about the fact that, you know, you see the police go up to your neighbor's house and go into your neighbor's house. I mean, right now, a person could do a Freedom of Information Act request to find out what went on in there, and, you know, what we call the nosy neighbor sort of issue. So, you know, when you go into someone's home where there is a higher expectation of privacy, you know, and let's say you're recording or interviewing a domestic violence victim, you know, those are the kinds of things that Annapolis, the General Assembly of Annapolis, needs to address. Those kinds of things. What's public information and what isn't? I'll be interested to see how they deal with that.
Well, we've been talking with Police Chief Tom Manger about county police body-worn cameras. Chief Manger, thanks for joining us. I'm Patrick Lacefield, along with Montgomery County Police Chief Tom Manger. Thanks for watching, and please join us again next time on Montgomery County Police Beat, when we'll get answers straight from the Chief on law enforcement issues that matter to you.
Yes, I am. Move! Give it to him hard! No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why are you stabbing me with it? No!
They want to help, but don't know how.
Oh,
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.